Hi, this is J&A, exposing corruption at its finest. We work for a company that's run by a dictator. She dictates and bullies individuals uh, to pretty much bowing down to her. We have board staff that's protecting Lauren Skyver, and meanwhile, we got drivers that don't get breaks. We have poor planning, poor working conditions, broken seats. We've been complaining about these seats for years, and from what they're saying, that they ordered 12 seats or whatever they ordered, but nothing's in writing. They pretty much just say that we ordered it pretty much to shut us up. We got a horrible retirement. We have a lot of morale that's down. Ever since I'm gonna call her out by her name, Lauren Skyver took over, this company has fallen in shambles. Drivers don't want to work. People are quitting left and right. They're purchasing more hydrogen vehicles that are breaking down on a daily basis. The public, they're not taking the public into account. They're basically, they don't care because they get millions of dollars from the government for having hydrogen vehicles. They don't care that our buses are an hour late. Buses never show up. People can't get to work with a system like Lauren is running. These buses, it's nice and all for new technology and air pollution, but that's not working for people to get to work on time and safely. Sunline it gives you almost anxiety to come to work. It's not a very good, safe working environment. I've spoken at several board meetings about driver seats that need to be fixed, repaired, bought new seats, not to buy new seats, not to just patch them up. AC system, there's drivers that have dehydrated, heat stroke because the AC systems are not working and their plan is not working. So if they had buses that were out there, and when a bus broke down from AC, they would have another bus within minutes. It's just a poor planning system run by a dictator. I mean, Lauren Skyver. And if you're not part of her crew, then you're not going anywhere, because the majority of these people that are being hired and bumped up to $100,000+ a year have no experience in transit. And those that did have experience in transit, like Vincent, Nick, Norma Stevens, they find a way to get rid of them so they can add their little buddies or their cousins of family members. Sunline needs to be investigated for the unsafe working conditions. I called OSHA. I made a complaint with OSHA. These seats are hurting our backs. They sent us to their company doctor that tells us that we're like old broke down cars, that you have arthritis, get out of here, go to work. We're not getting a fair medical we're not getting fair medical attention, because he's also Dr. Fountain is also being paid off by Sunline. The doctors even mentioned that, oh no, I can't put you off of work because Sunline will get mad. What does that tell you? That tells you that there's corruption. And now all of a sudden they wanna negotiate with us. The drivers, employees have had enough of being shit on. We had enough of being crapped on. It's time that our voices are being heard. The media is protecting Sunline because, of course, they're not going to put a negative story about Sunline because Sunline sends them all the food drives, all the, fill the bus. So several members have contacted the news media, and ever since we voted the contract down for a strike, to this day, the media hasn't written any story or talked about it in any segment. That also shows that there is corruption at Sunline Transit. I've been a voice, an activist, part of a movement to decertify a sleeping union that seems to take the deals of whatever Sunline gives them. But it's time for us as membership to stand up. We decided that we're going to keep the union, so let's make the union stronger. We are the union. We are the union, and the board members that are involved in this whole ordeal, that I feel are protecting Sunline. I know I got a picture of Russell Bates. Looked like he was sleeping. He was sleeping on while we were making public comments. He looked like he was like, I had enough of hearing this. Well, anyways, the Sunline board members would be Glenn Miller, Chair of Indio, Nancy Ross, Cathedral City, Russell Bates, Desert Hot Springs, Robert Ratty, La Quinta, Charles Townsend, Rancho Mirage, Lisa Middleton, Vice Chair of Palm Springs, Denise Delgado, Coachella, Dana Reed, Indian Wells, Catherine Kelly, Palm Desert, Manuel Perez, Riverside County. The only two that have ever spoken out and even made a response to our cry for help is Manuel Perez and Russell Bates. And then recently, Dana Reed from Indian Wells also made a comment. So the board, when the public sees that if we get to that point where we do start walking the picket line, just know that your county members, your board members, are as much as at fault than your general manager, Lawrence Skyver, because they could have prevented this. It's Lawrence just like the president, and the board members are just like Congress. So they have as much to do with the problem if they don't fix the problem. We've come to the board numerous times and brought it to their attention, and it just seems like it's not. I mean, it's on deaf ears. So Joey and I started this movement to expose corruption at its finest. We believe the public should know that we have been involved with when they made changes from 25-minute headways to 20-minute headways. We brought that up, that was not going to be possible. There's 111 drivers that are coming from Palm Springs all the way to Coachella with 7-minute breaks. They either eat choose to eat or choose to use the restroom. They are working us like slaves, bullying us like dogs. Our voices need to be heard. Enough is enough. We need leadership with experience. We need leadership with experience to help get this company back in order. We don't need leadership that walks by you on the property, doesn't even acknowledge you as you walk by. They consider us like, that makes us feel like peons. Get out of here, kid. Our job is now to expose the corrupted officials. We will be part of the new era campaign against these individuals that didn't do anything to help us in the cry of need. We brought it numerous times. The driver's seats, unsafe working conditions, hot buses. They get all this new technology, but the mechanics don't even know how to work on it because they haven't been properly trained. So, I like them to investigate the tow company, because the tow company is making millions of dollars a year from all this new technology that's hydrogen, the government. Oh, it's a great thing. Somebody's pocket's getting lined. Somebody's pocket's getting lined. And that plaza or whatever company that they have a contract with, and one day they towed like 3-4 buses. And this is like on a regular basis, like let's say FC6. It's towed in probably a few times a week. Now, I've sent out messages to Russell Bates, my city council of Desert Hot Springs. Don't really get a response. I want people's voices to be heard. We were part of the movement of a decertification that almost went through if we weren't constantly stepped on and try to write us up, put us under investigation, so we didn't continue to promote for change. And now, but they did allow the union to come on at 4 in the morning and harass membership. But that's besides the point now. We're moving forward. We as a company, as operators, as brothers and sisters, we are going to make a difference. Prepare for change. Prepare for a future. And if we don't agree with what they're offering us, then send it back to the table. We're not afraid no more. It's really hard because, like I said, I've been here 26 years driving here at Sunline Transit, and back in the days it was so hard to get a job here because nobody was leaving. It was one big family. I mean, of course you had problems here, problems there, but it was one big family. And now it's like there's such a high rate of turnovers. I would say there's like in the last 5-6 months there's been like 30 or 40 drivers leaving that have left to Burtech and other places that maybe they have a future, because our retirement is horrible. I mean, if I retire after 30 years at 55, I think it says like I get like $800 a month. That's less than Social Security. If I wait till I'm 62, I'll get $1,200. I mean, I guess the point of this video, the start of this video, is to have our voices heard. Enough of enough. Enough of, we've had enough. Corruption will be exposed at any cost. Corruption will be exposed. I do want to bring this up. I know Lauren will probably deny it, but she did mention that the splits were because that she didn't benefit from the splits, but they have us here for Sundial for 55 hours and they only pay them for 40 hours. 15 hours that are burned, that don't exist. 15 hours of your life are gone. So she says that, oh, well, I don't need to have the splits, and she says, well, the operators are acting like, and I don't want to say the word, but this is her words. The drivers are acting like a bunch of bitches. They don't want to show up to work, and it's not even COVID related. So the sit down that I had with her was supposed to bring help build the morale, help build the company back up, because it was being dropped from a 20-foot building into a dark pit. Drivers don't want to stay. It's just, how do we get it back to normal? And I had to sit down with her, and I could see how she believes. We're nobody, and it's her way or the highway. She don't care. She's running this agency like a concentration camp. It almost reminds me of Hitler. She is running this agency to the ground, and nobody's out there to listen to us. So like and subscribe, and help us continue the voices for change. And if you have a union that's a sleeping union, contact us. We made a few mistakes during our decertification, but we did bring it up to a vote, which never happened in the history of Sunline. So this is Anthony, and Joe is out at work, but we are here to expose, bring it to light, corruption at its finest. Like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day.